Hello, 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 hello. Wherever you happen to be located on this transcendent planet we call Earth, I truly and sincerely hope you are having a mystical day, even night, wherever you're located. Welcome to my channel. I'm in the topics, as I love to say. My topic for the day is dealing with shaders, and I want to go over the shader nodes. I want to go over the dot product node. So let's jump right into the shade mode. And I have my little thing set up already. Now, as you all know, if you probably did your research, if you come to this channel, you ever have some awareness of what dot product is. It involves vectors. Its basic operation is you gotta have at least two vectors. It could be more, but at least two vectors. You multiply the x times x, y times y, z times z, and then you add them and you get some type of scalar factor. From what I did in my research when I was in school, the scalar represents the magnitude of the third vector. No, it's not even. Yeah, it's the magnitude of the third vector, wherever it may be. Usually, the third vector is perpendicular to the corresponding two vectors. But I heard there's a magnitude of it, and I ain't gonna say no more. The magnitude of it. But as my students like to say in mathematics, how does this affect me in the real world? You may have theoretical knowledge, but how does it apply to Blender? I've been playing around with people, so I'm gonna try to take all the math stuff out of it, and just to show you how does dot product affect Blender. So here we go. See, and I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm keeping it simple. My main thing is just gonna be working on that dot product node. I'm not gonna have no 50 or 60 nodes in between. I just want to work the vector math. Right now, I'm just gonna keep it on add. But let's watch. Let me make my window a little bit larger so we can see more of it. Let's see what add does. Now separate X, Y, Z is gonna make it gray. It's gonna make it gray, black, or white. But eventually, I'll add some color to it to give it a little bit more pizzazz. But I'm just gonna keep it in its basic default black gray mode. So we see right here, if I move the X, wait, let me put my let me move my noodle to X first. So we got to see that. And you see my X is corresponding, is right there on the X. That red line, you see the little red line. So let me just move the vector, because now at least with dot product, the add, subtract, multiply, and still involve two vectors too. So I'm just gonna play with my X and see what happens. So you see I'm messing with my X, and you see it's only moving on the X axis for now. Let me move on the Y value. See, it has no effect. I'm moving on Z value. No effect. So we saw right there, when I have it on add, and it applied to all of them. Add, subtract, apply, add, subtract, divide, multiply. I'm going to try multiply. Moving on to X. See, it just applied. See, I can do add, subtract, multiply, whatever. Now let me move it on my Y. Let me take my noodle, go over to separate X, Y, Z, put it on the Y. It's on Y now. I have you can see the Y line showing. So let me let me set X to 0. Let's set X to 1. But you see it didn't do no effect. I even put Z to 1. Nothing. Let me move Y. Oops.
Very good.
Is it connected? Yes, it's connected.
So happy to hear. Okay. Very good. Very good.
And I have it on multiply, but I'm gonna put it back on add because that's a lot more simpler. Alright, I have it on Y. See? Nothing much happened. Let me take off here again. Let me start the whole thing again. That may be better. Converter. Vector math. Put it back in here. I just choose generate. Connect it up to there. And move it on my Y only.
Ang sa akin lang naman
And you see,
is yung
it's only moving on that. Let me move it around. On that Y axis. You see the little green line?
you are always,
Only on the Y. You see that? Only on the Y. Only the Y part moving. Only the Y. X is not moving. Let me move X. X no effect. Z no effect. So we see already now.
yung mga nakalipas na hindi
It's truly separating X, Y, Z.
so yan
So let me get this off because I like to have it back towards default mode.
past is past
Put it back on generate. And you know I can put it on normal, UV, object, camera, window. It don't matter. I'm just gonna leave it on. I can put it on any one of them.
start na ulit
Let me add my converter again.
umusad
Vector math. Still leaving on add. Now I'm gonna work with the V.
yung sitwasyon no ayaw mo rin noon di ba ayaw mo rin na ganun ang mangyari kailangan uusad ka or mag-move forward
Now earlier.
so paano yun mangyayari kung hindi ka
Oh no, I'm sorry. Because it didn't work with V because it's still over here. Separate X, Y, Z. It's still set to Y. See, you got still wear that stuff. So I'm gonna try to set this back to default values if I can. Put it back. Okay. Let me bring it up. Let me move this noodle to Z. But you saw when it was on Y, it only affected Y. Add converter vector math. Let's keep it on add. And you see right here at the bottom, you see it's on the Z right there. I'm gonna move X, no effect. Y, no effect. Then Z, you see that the Z has effect on it. So we see that happen. Even if I'm gonna change it to
hoping na positive
multiply.
whatever tell us
See, it's still working with the Z. But you know, multiply since it gets so big so fast, it's making fast changes. It's fast. But you see when I move it on X, Y and X, since it's on separate X, Y, Z, it don't even work on Z. Now we're gonna see what dot product does. So I want to take this off and get a new fresh start. Delete. Fresh start.
correct
I'll put it on object this time. It don't matter. I say it don't matter which one. A fresh start. Add node. Converter. Vector math. Now we saw when I had it on regular vector math of add, subtract, multiply, blah, blah, right, and it had separate X, Y, Z. It only worked with that axis. That axis only.
ng World Cup
Now let's go to add
tapos while I was watching
dot product right here.
ako ng
Okay.
that's it.
I have to connect it. Now let's see the magic of it. And you see it's black because all my values are 0. Now I'm gonna just move around for something. You see that? There's the X.
Tapos sabi ko kakain ako ng pansit
There's the X.
nagpihit ako ng pansit while I was
And over here you see it's on Z. But it's affecting the X value, but it's on Z. Let me mess with Y.
2
Let me put X back to 0.
pansit last
Let me mess with Y.
no that was not my
And Y is working on Y.
yun nag ano din ako ng
It's working on Y. But it's stuck for Z.
tray nung
I want to go back and I'm going to do something else too. Let me get rid of this.
school na
Because I say I like to have it cleared.
yung
Because I'm going to try something.
ang
I'm going to try something.
sponsor ng
Converter. Vector math.
sabi ng
Choose add.
dala tayo ng pansit
Dot product. Okay.
yun
Connect
na
my
lang.
noodles.
Every month
Zap.
may meeting ang
You know, it's black
school
because all my values are 0. I want to move X. Let me move this around so you can see the X value. The X axis. Let me move that. And see it's only working on the X. But over here,
sa December
it's on and separate X, Y, Z is on Z.
yun lechon
That's the power of the dot product.
nag-order kami ng isang
So
lechon
I can put on any one of them, but I can still affect those noodles.
nagluto ako ng
Because the value coming out here, right here, since it's gray, is that's the scalar, and the scalar going to the vector, and it may be telling which,
that was
when they go to the vector, it may be telling separate X, Y, Z, what vector to affect. Even though I didn't choose anything over here. I didn't choose X, Y, Z, but since it's coming from dot product, it's a value, and it's going to the vector, and when it go to separate X, Y, Z, it may be saying, I want you to affect this vector. All right, so let me do x again. There's x moving.
Hindi ako binayaran.
I'm gonna do y. There's y moving. You see, there's the y value.
Sa akin na yung pansit.
And here's the z.
Yung lechon is 400.
And that's the z moving.
Isang malaki.
Now, there we go, people. Now,
Large.
I'm going to tell you how this can come into effect. Now, I'm going to put everything back to 0.
Sa akin.
0.
Pero
I'm going to tell you
malaki rin yung gastos ko.
how this can come into effect.
Kasi-
I think I should use my my writing tablet too.
Oo, plus labor pa.
Everything back to 0.
Ang hirap kasi.
Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give each of them the value. I'm going to give x the value 0.5.
Mahirap sa
There you go. See, it changed. Right there. Only the x. I'm going to give y the value of 0.5. And there's the y. Switch to the y. I'm going to do z. Let's see what happens. Oh, but when they all have the same value, see, look at that. A weird effect to it. I'm going to give it the value 7/10. Okay, so it's slightly changed for the, right over there. Another value of, I'm going to choose this though. I'm going to make this 1.2. That's a big change. Then I'm going to get the value 3. More, and so we see right there. That's the beauty of the dot product. Remember, when I had it on regular add, subtract, multiply, divide, it only would affect to separate x, y, and z. When I use the dot product, it can affect all of them. All the values without me switching back and forth between x, y, and z. Now I'm going to tell you how this can help you out. Let me go over here to my hit my T key. Because, oh, but I want to do one more thing too before I do all of that. Well, I'm going to explain this. This how I can help you out. If you was making, let me see if I can write over here. Can I write? Fire. Well, before I say that, I want to do something else first. Hold on. The dot product will come into effect when you want to use multi colors. That's how it can affect you. Because right here, after I'm done with this, I'm going to put my my color ramp there, and we're going to see the difference with it. Multicolored objects. I know one thing is fire. You know, fire, it definitely has red and orange in it, and some yellow. That's how dot product can help you. I want to try to two things. Another thing that has multi-colors in it. A rainbow. Rainbow is multi-colored. The dot product can help with that. And number 3, what else can I think this is multicolored? That's in nature. I know some animals are multicolored. Let me see. I got fire, rain. I can't say snow. And I can say lava. Lava is multicolored because it has some red, a little bit of white, and a little bit of yellow. Now, so if I use just separate X, Y, Z with add, subtract, multiply, it wouldn't work because I would have to keep changing my separate thing. But dot product, I don't have to worry about that separate X, Y, Z because the dot product sends out a scalar. The scalar goes into that vector, and it gives it the vector value to go into. So that's wonderful. So like I said, traditional vector dot product, it just math. But I'm showing you here now real life usage of it without giving you a lot of math to bust your head wide open. So now I'm gonna try my my color ramp and see what we can do here with those multi-colors. And I'm gonna do 2 examples. I'm gonna use my color ramp. I'm gonna delete it. Well, I'm gonna take this off right quick. Then I'm gonna bring it back in later. I'm gonna take this off, bring it down here, and it's gonna work separate X, Y, Z, and a color ramp. So
interview
add,
June.
converter,
Kasi nung the other day, tinignan ko,
color ramp.
2 months to go.
Oops, wrong one.
Before decision.
Add, converter,
Papadala
color
ko
ramp.
ng ano, ng
Tap
schedule.
in here. I'm gonna get about 4 different colors. 1, 2. Evenly disperse them. I'm gonna get this the color
Tapos, dapat mapasahan mo yung ano, yung
blue.
test. May test.
I'll get this the color
May test, may civic
a
test,
purplish color, and we see it's taking effect right there, right now.
lahat ng information na
I'm gonna get this in
ilagay
a
sa
color
application
of
mo.
a
I-verify
yellowish
yun.
color.
Kailangan
And my
kung ano
last
nakalagay
one,
doon, match, tapos kung may changes,
I want to make it red.
sasabihan mo sila na may changes ka.
There we go.
Tapos kailangan mong pag-aralan yung
Now let's have it on separate X, Y, Z.
about America.
I'm just gonna put it on add.
Oo.
Then I put it
Walang
up.
questions,
Let me see.
pero sabi,
Add.
pag nasagutan mo lang yung
Drop it
anim,
right on
pasado
in.
ka na. Oo. Anim first,
You see?
6.
Since it's on Z,
100 ang i-review mo. Oo.
it's all that color.
Constitution, mga
But let me just change Z and see what happened. You see? Now the colors are changing. But it's only changing in Z direction. You got me? Only changing in Z.
Tapos, yun,
Let me take this.
pwede
I'm gonna
naman
move
ako mag-apply
X and Y. See? That's my Y. Nothing happening.
Pwede naman ako mag-apply ng
My X not happening because remember, separate is only on Z. Let me take the noodle and move it on Y. Let's see what happens when I move it to Y. Control Y.